This is Draw Them All, the Smeargle edition. I'm Elliot, and I am drawing every Pokemon in an effort to get better at drawing. If you're interested in following along with my progress, there is a link in the description. It goes to my Instagram page. You can scroll back, look at the earlier Pokemons, and determine for yourself whether I'm improving or not. And we will talk a little bit more about that in a bit, about my progress in drawing and whether or not I'm getting better. But first, some housekeeping. 235. Smeargle. Why did I choose this Pokemon to be the subject of this retrospective video? 235. I feel like it's a good time to kind of just catch up, let everybody know where I am, but also Smeargle is, just look at him. What a cute little guy. He's got his beret. He's got a paintbrush as a tail. He's clearly some sort of dog. That cute little tongue. I think if I was to become a Pokemon, I would be a Smeargle. Very good design. Very good design. I'll have to say that. How am I feeling about this project so far? 235 in. Well, there's definitely some days where I curse myself for starting this project. Some days I'm like, why did I choose Pokemon? I wish this is so pointless. I should be doing something more useful with my time than drawing Pokemons. I could be drawing anything else, and that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, I should be drawing something else. There's so many other things. I should be drawing like a person, or I should be drawing real animals. But then there are other days, like after a stressful work day, I'm kind of glad I have this project, to be honest. I sit down after work and I just draw one of them. There's always a Pokemon to draw, right? It's become a habit, really, or a routine. At the end of each workday, I just draw a Pokemon. It's what I do. And I find it very therapeutic, kind of meditative as well. I compare it to an adult coloring book, perhaps, or like going to the gym. It's just a good way to break up, especially if you're working from home like I am. It breaks up the work day with the home time that you're going to have afterwards. And it's a nice way to just wind down from what you're doing and kind of forget all the words that you've written, or all the words you had to read. My job and my other hobbies are very word heavy, so it's nice to do something that involves shapes and colors as opposed to sentences and paragraphs and punctuation. So it gives me the energy to come back to those other projects, other word heavy projects, with a fresher mind. The fact that I've been treating it as this sort of relaxing thing that I do, or just this thing I do to be done with, I find that I've reached a plateau, if I will. I'm on a plateau right now. At the beginning, maybe the first 150, I saw a lot of improvement very quickly. Now, the Pokemons that I'm drawing, at least the style in which I'm creating them, it feels a little repetitive. I want to draw something where I feel like I can feel that growth again, that I'm improving. There's definitely some days where I feel like I'm actually getting worse at drawing, and I think that is just a natural part of the improvement process. It's not a straight line upwards, right? It's kind of a bumpy. Sometimes you do something really good, and sometimes you do something really bad, and over the course of many attempts, you see yourself moving up that way. Another thing is the fact that the more you do something, the more you know about the craft, the more critical you become of your own work. So some days I actually feel like I'm getting worse, I'm regressing in my skills, and I have to kind of just regroup and remind myself why I started this project in the first place. What did it really mean when I said I want to get better at drawing? So I've been thinking about that and thinking of goals that I want to have for this project, because there's a lot of Pokemons left to draw, and to just continue it in this mindless state would be not the best use of my time, I suppose. Even though it is relaxing, I feel like I want a little bit more out of that. So I want to draw faster and I want to draw better. It's kind of vague, right? So what do I actually want to improve on? What are the details that I want to improve on? Does it mean I want to draw something in under 30 minutes, or do I want to be better at drawing lines? Do I want to be better at shading, colors, shapes? That kind of stuff I need to take time and flesh out and just experiment. If you go back to some of my earlier drawings, some of my more recent drawings as well, you can see myself experimenting with different styles. And that's one of the things that I don't have right now. I don't have a style. It's something that's open for discussion and something for me to try and just keep that spirit up. So going forward in the near, next few Pokemons, I hope to start setting some milestones for myself and seeing where I could evaluate more in terms of my growth. And so that's the goal right now, just to be more mindful and intentional about what I'm creating, balancing that with also the kind of self-care that is the drawing, the hobby of it, the no pressure of it. So it's, on one hand, I want to get better. On one hand, I'm doing this to relieve myself of the other stresses in my life. So that is how I see this Draw Them All project at the moment. And I hope to give you another update really soon on how everything is going. Once again, if you do want to follow along, there is a link in the description. I'm Elliot. I usually make videos about writing and the creative process. I guess this is a creative process. If you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.